What is going on, everybody? Will here with From Screen to Shelf. I am here with Chase. We are back yet again
Back.
for another year in review. This time, we're touching on a different boutique label. What are we going to be talking about, Chase?
We are going to go into Arrow Video from here in the US to across the pond in the UK, which a lot of people don't know. That is where they're based, if you did not know. And we thought this would be special because on our most recent best of, we did crown them the best distributor.
It deserves to be echoed
Yep.
throughout eternity. No, Arrow killed it in 2023. I mean, we said that in that video. And I mean, we've been saying that, a lot of people have, I should say, throughout the year. Like they just kept coming out with title after title and just major announcements. And they really, that second half of the year was really, they
Nonstop.
were on fire. And we'll get
Koala too.
right to it. Um, we're gonna preface this by stating that I'm gonna handle the US releases. Chase is gonna follow up with the UK releases. There's a lot of different titles here, folks. Each month, each week is stacked. So for the sake of time, we're gonna try and get through this as streamlined as we possibly can. Just for ease of digestibility and time. So yeah, let's get right into it, dude. Let's start with January. So and we should mention too, if we've seen any of these movies, some of which we haven't seen, some of them are still on our watch lists, some of them are still on our buy lists. We just haven't gotten around to, seeing them for the prices we want them for. Some of them we're waiting for sales and so on and so forth. So there's still a decent amount of these titles that we're trying to get our hands on as well. But the
Yep.
ones that we have seen, we'll shout out, we'll recommend if we think they're worth checking out at some point or picking up. So, but getting back to January, Sonny Chiba, the Executioner Collection. Now, I've seen both of these movies. Both of those are solid. I would recommend that. If you're a big Sonny Chiba fan, I am. I try to find most of his stuff on physical copy. So that's one that I've had on my, I guess you could say, on my radar for a while. I'm planning on picking that up sometime soon. Dunwich Horror, which is also pretty solid. I've seen both of those movies. So the Sonny Chiba Executioner Collection and Dunwich Horror. So that was January 10th in the US. What do you got for the UK over there, Chase?
In the UK, what we are looking at is, let me do this super quick because it changed on me. We back. So we've got the Executioner Collection, just like in the US, on Blu-ray. The Dunwich Horror, again, I can't shout that out enough. I haven't seen the Arrow transfer, but as a movie, give that a check
Mm,
out.
yeah.
Rainer Werner Fassbinder Volume 1. I'm kind of blind on that. Will, if you have something to say about that, be more than free. Don't
Mhm.
Go in the House, The Last Matinee, Sonny Chiba, The Executioner, and then The Executioner 2. And I'm assuming that's the different one from the collection, and those are just the individual releases that came out in the UK
Yeah.
on January 9th.
Yeah, that's what that looks like. I haven't seen the Fassbinder Volume 1. I'm assuming is that Rainer Werner. I haven't really heard of that, but it looks like a collection of films. Don't Go in the House I've heard of, but I haven't
Mm,
seen. The
yeah,
Last Matinee looks a little cool though. I like
it
that
looks
cover
great.
art that they got there. So
Solid.
that might be worth checking out to see if they have on Tubi or something.
Yeah, no, for sure. Shout out Tubi as always. As always, we can't shout them out enough.
Yeah, we're gonna mention Tubi. Let's see how many times we mention Tubi in this video again. We are not paid by Tubi, by the way, everybody. We are not.
Yeah.
We're not. We have no affiliation with them whatsoever. We just really love their platform. Yeah.
Yet.
So moving on to January 17th in the U.S., we have Lady Whirlwind and Hapkido. Now, I've seen Lady Whirlwind. That's a pretty solid movie.
Looks fun.
And it looks like they also got an alternate cover for that as well. I'm assuming that's the alternate slip. So that was January 17th in the US. I'm not sure if you had anything for that week, Chase.
Nothing.
Okay. Because the next one I got is January 31st. Did you have anything before that?
Yeah, I actually never noticed this. Looks like things come out a day earlier in the UK.
Hmm.
I have the same thing you've got going on over there. The Lucas Moodysson collection
Okay. Yeah, I got that one
came out
too.
January 30th, and I think it came
Yeah.
out the 31st. Yep, came out 31st. So
And I've never heard of that. So I have absolutely nothing to say about Lucas Moodysson. That's the first
Yeah.
time I've seen or heard of that title or that collection, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, so moving right into February, everybody. What did it do on me? Oh, it just switched over on me as well.
Yeah, it's been doing that to me.
That's
That's why
so
you had
weird,
me
dude.
that's why you had me
Let-
stutter there for a second because I was like,
Yeah.
"Ugh."
Let's go back to US.
Here, I'll do the first week of February 6th. I've only got one title while you're getting that, and that's
Yeah, go
.com for
ahead.
Murder. I have seen this. It was so long ago, though. I don't remember and
Mhm.
can't speak intelligently on it, but I can
Mm.
say shout out that poster art. Looks amazing.
Yeah, the
And that's
poster's
all
pretty
I've got.
sick. Yeah, so for me, for February, I have The Vagrant, which I don't know if you've seen that. I've heard of that film. I don't know if I'm entirely interested in it. I do have
I'm
.com
not.
for
Yeah.
Murder as well, but it looks like it's an alternate. It doesn't look like it has a slip, at least on my end here. So, um, what do you have for the 14th? Anything for that week? Because I have one title or one collection.
Yeah. We've actually got the first 4K of the year, and I remember this being on so many people's radars. I personally haven't seen this movie, but that was The Last Emperor in 4K. A lot of people were super excited, and Blu-ray for the
Hmm.
Region B lovers out there. And we've got the Giallo Essentials collection, which it looks like it covers an Essentials from 1971 to 1975.
Yeah, I actually buy all of those, and out of that, I mean, I have it right here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I grabbed some of them off the shelf, but I couldn't get everything because I didn't have time. But the night Evelyn came out of the grave, that's a decent one. I haven't seen the other two movies in the collection. I haven't gotten around to watching those yet. So,
Oh, it's a three
um,
film.
yeah, 3 film collection for at least that one is. So,
Okay. Okay.
I actually got those on sale a while back. I want to say a couple months ago.
Nice.
I ended up buying a bunch of those. So, yeah, folks. I mean, if you're interested in any of these collections, I mean, your best bet is to check out like Diabolic DVD, Grindhouse Video, Orbit DVD. I know Grindhouse usually does some decent sales for
Yeah.
Arrow here and there, so I would check them out. And we should shut out right now before the video's
Yep. I
over.
was about to say.
Barnes and Noble. Check out Barnes and Noble, guys. They have a 50% off sale going on right now. I believe it's until is it until February 2nd, Chase? Am I getting that correct?
February 5th.
February 5th. Okay. So
So
yeah,
plenty of time.
you got another well, you get the rest of the month. You got almost 4 weeks. So
Yeah, exactly.
50% off. Apparently the pre-orders are 50% off as well. So
Yes.
you guys can
Conan.
actually get Conan
Yes.
for 50% off, which is wild. Like if I would have known that, I would have not ordered it from some other sites, but I couldn't wait. I'm an impatient bastard, so unfortunately, I'm paying full price for them. But yeah, so guys, head over to Barnes and Noble, check that out. 50% off on all the 4Ks and Blu-rays. So if you're looking to get caught up on Arrow and you have a list of titles you want, head over to Barnes and Noble.
Yep.
Where were we? Where were we?
I
So
think
yeah,
that's all
February
you had
14th.
was that
Yeah, and
collection.
I have a couple for February 28th. I have Millionaires Express with Sammo Hung.
Oh,
That's a
nice. I don't
pretty
have that.
solid one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a US only. So that's a good one. Sammo Hung's one of my favorite Hong Kong actors, one of my favorite martial artists. So I try to buy everything he's in. And that from what I remember, that one's a pretty solid one. So I would definitely recommend Millionaires Express. And that was February 28th. So that's it for me for February. I'm gonna head right into March here.
Yo, I've actually got 2 weeks left on my end. The UK was showing love over there.
Oh hell
So for
yeah, let's get
February
get
20th,
into it.
they looks like they got the standard. I was looking into this while I know pre-roll we were talking about if that was the full slip, but it looks like
Yeah.
they released the standard of Videodrome in 4K February
Okay.
20th. Tales from the Urban Jungle, which that includes something that's illegible for me to read,
Mhm.
unfortunately. The
Okay.
Fastbender Volume 2. And then we had our second 4K of the year. I believe this is a Coen Brothers movie, if I'm right. The Sisters Brothers. Right? Is
Yeah,
that
I
Coen
think
Brothers?
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds familiar. The Sisters Brothers.
Yep. In 4K. Um, yeah. So that was the very, very first one, and that's it. They released it in the UK, Region B, with the region free 4K over there February 27th. So now we are on March.
Was that with John C. Riley by chance, Chase, and Joaquin Phoenix, or am I thinking of something else?
It has John C. Riley direct. No, it's actually Audiard. Yep, it's Thomas
Okay.
Bittigan and yeah, Joaquin Phoenix, John C. Riley, Jake Gyllenhaal. Fully
Okay.
loaded cast. Holy cow! How
Yeah.
I've not
I
seen this.
remember seeing like a trailer for that somewhere. I didn't realize that was that recent. What is that? Like 5 years ago,
2018.
6 years ago?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Exactly. So yeah, pretty solid month. The UK was getting some heat, definitely for Blu-ray lovers over here. We weren't left out over in the US, but the UK was getting some heat early on for sure.
Yeah, so for March, I have The House That Screamed, and it looks like we got a standard release for that, standard slip, I should say, as well as an alternate slip cover, which looks pretty cool. Haven't heard of that movie, but the cover art looks solid, so I might again, a lot of these movies I'm gonna end up probably blind buying, at some point if they're up my alley, so that's something I'm gonna have to check out.
Hmm.
Black Sunday, is the next title that I have, but that's on the 28th of March, Chase. So I don't know if you
God,
have any weeks prior
yeah,
to that.
yeah,
I'll
I
let you
do.
get into yours first because
Yeah.
they went right where it was like March 7th, then it's like March 28th. Like the rest of the
Yep.
month is just blacked out. So,
Yeah, we've got the house that screamed with again. It looks like a slip. I love that cover art. It's white with a little shard of glass looking through with some blood on it. Super solid. That is a very solid movie as well. Shout out that
mm,
movie. I've seen that. Been a while, but I remember it. And then March 20th, we did get, it looks like a standard edition of Candyman in 4K, which was awesome because some people managed to miss out on the full slip editions. You
mm,
have the four film noir classic collections, which looks like it comes with one, two, three, four, five films. Then it looks like you have Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves on 4K, three 4Ks. That's three UK, zero 4Ks for the US so far.
mm,
Robin Hood, and wait, I'm not done. I still got some more. Boyhood got another 4K. That's
mhm.
four 4Ks in 3 months. That's awesome.
I
I have
remember
never
people
seen
talking
Boyhood, but
about Boyhood. They were excited about that one getting
mhm.
announced. I had never seen that movie, but there was some chatter about that in the community. So on the
That's the one
Discord
that
community.
actually watched the dude grow up, right?
I don't know, dude. Like I said, I've never seen the movie. I don't know much about it. I just remember people kind of singing its praises in some of the other
Yeah.
channels.
I have seen this, man. I didn't watch that. Just shout out that 10 seconds real quick. Filmed over this movie was filmed over the course. I had to Google it to make sure this is the one I was thinking of. But I did
Yeah.
watch this when this movie came out in 2014. It followed the same cast for 12 years as they aged as a coming of age story.
Oh, damn.
The,
That's
yeah,
pretty
dude.
wild.
That's why I remember watching that. That movie is very, very solid. It's not for everybody, but
Okay.
you literally watch them grow, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah, that might be worth checking out if you're into. I mean, just that way they went about that sounds pretty crazy. I mean, over a 12-year period, that's
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah. Things
That's
change a lot in
dedication,
12
folks. 12 years.
years. Yeah. So that's
Because
all I got
I'd be
over there.
done after a year and a half. Like I'm done. That's enough.
Yeah, get the camera away from me.
Yeah, seriously.
That's all I have
Do you
over here
have
in the
anything
UK.
else?
Nope.
Okay, so because I got March
UK wrap.
28th, I got two titles for March 28th. One of these I've seen, that is Black Sunday. It's been so many years since I've seen this movie. I think something happens with like the blimp. It's like I don't know if there's people that attempt to take over, if it's like a group of terrorists that attempt to take over the blimp or hijack the blimp. And then they have to stop the terrorists from I don't know if they plan to crash it or what ends up happening, but I remember it being like somewhat of a decent movie. So Black Sunday, might be interested in picking that up. I'd have to rewatch it first, before I decide whether or not I want to seek that one out. And then Knockabout, which is a martial arts film. Not entirely sure about this movie, but it looks like they had two editions, two alternate. I don't know if they're slips. It looks like that from what I'm seeing, it's just the reversible. Looks like reversible cover art. So I'm not entirely sure about that. But that's what I have for the last week of March, and that takes us into April. Which for me, the first date I have in April for release is the 11th. Do you have anything before that, Chase, over on your end?
No, go ahead and I was gonna say just go ahead and shoot through all of yours because I think US, based on what I'm noticing the trend, US gets heavier while UK gets lighter. But I got some
Okay.
heat going on over here though.
I'll run through all my. I only have 2 titles for April in the
Oh,
US.
wow. Okay, yeah, they got
Yeah.
some heat over here.
I mean, both of them I'm interested in. I haven't seen one of them. I've seen Heart of the Dragon, which is the first title. That's with Jackie Chan and Sammo Hung. That's one of the best movies I think that they've done together. Um, and if you've seen movies like Dragons Forever, which 88 Films put out on 4K, I think that was last year, which is an awesome movie. I mean, Sammo Hung and Jackie Chan, their chemistry is pretty good together. But I mean, if again, another Sammo Hung movie, they seem to be on a Sammo Hung kick. So Heart of the Dragon, I would highly recommend if you're interested in that. And it looks like that came with an alternate slipcover. I'm not sure if that version's still available. And the other one I have for April, Chase, is Lover's Lane,
Yep, same over here.
which, yeah. So and we talked about that. I'm interested in picking that one up. I haven't
Mhm.
seen that movie. I didn't realize that was late '90s,
Yeah,
which is
99.
why I'm kind of curious about it. So be interested in checking that one out. So that might be one on my my list of titles to buy, depending on whether or not I can find it.
Yeah. That's all you got over there?
That's it, man. Yeah, that was the
Still solid.
25th. That was released in the US, Lover's Lane, and, as I said, Heart of the Dragon was the 11th, just to confirm that. So,
Yeah.
but that's what I got for April over here.
I got some absolute heat over here. You probably remember, Will, I flipped my brain upside down when this was announced.
Mm.
Naked Lunch in 4K.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
came our
Oh, yeah.
way in the UK to bless our souls with a great transfer and a story that doesn't make sense, but it's still a good movie. High recommendation if you can get a hold of that movie. They also have the Sony or Sonny Chiba Street Fighter collection, which is
Mhm.
cool. Not the Street Fighter you're thinking of, Street
Mm.
Fighter trilogy. And then same things later on April 24th, they had Lover's Lane as well with a really cool. I don't know if in the US they had the same thing. They had the really cool, almost looks like a little playing card alternate cover, which is awesome. And then another Giallo Essentials collection. So
Yeah,
Naked
which was
Lunch,
the
shout
blue
out that.
was that the blue was that this one?
The
I don't
Blu-ray.
have that. Yeah.
Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah, so this one's got, some decent ones. Death Walks on High Heels, which is really good. Death Walks at Midnight. Both of those movies are solid. Again, I mean, you gotta be into giallo films pretty deep to enjoy some of this stuff. And then the Forbidden Photos or Photo, I think, of a Lady Above Suspicion. I haven't seen that one, but I've seen the, Death Walks on High Heels and Death Walks at Midnight. Those are okay. So,
Nice.
um, if you can find it on sale, pick it up. I mean, for me, it's like I started buying these, so I ended up trying to grab all of them. So, but yeah, if you're a fan of giallo films, I'd recommend that for sure.
Yeah. I definitely want to get some of those because I really like those Giallo movies a lot.
Hmm.
Kind of made my first foray into it this year and will kick us off with May. We both have some heat.
Yeah, so I mean, the biggest title for me for May. Well, let me just tell you what I have first. May 2nd, it looks like they released. They released the assassination of, or no, the Assassination Bureau, which I have not heard of.
That
And then
sounds so
Hand of
familiar.
Death. Yeah, I haven't heard of the Assassination Bureau. Hand of Death sounds familiar. That was on May 9th. Um, and that I think that's one of I don't know if that has to do with like I think that's another like Shaolin Disciples movie. I'm trying to look up some more information on it real quick because it's slightly familiar. But I mean, the biggest one for me in May here in the U.S. Is The Last Starfighter
Let's go.
on
Yes.
4K, which
Boom.
probably one of my. I mean, I don't know if it's in my top 5, but I mean, it's in my top 10 of what they put out, that year for Arrow as far as that's concerned. So,
Looked great,
yeah, super
man.
excited we got The Last Starfighter on 4K. That's a solid movie. High
Yeah.
recommendation.
I recommend, even if you don't want to get the 4K, just if you haven't seen that movie, watch it in any way,
Yeah.
shape, or form. I think I got like a I think it's Universal, like a Blu-ray. You can find it on eBay for like $5.
Mm,
Movie's so good. That Blu-ray
yeah.
looks trash compared to Arrow, but yeah,
No,
definitely.
of course. Yeah,
So,
I mean, Arrow's where it's at, but no, it's a
yeah.
it's a fun movie for sure, dude.
And then that was all you had over there, right? Because that
That's it.
ended,
Yeah, that's
and
it
that
for May.
keep in mind that was the US's first 4K. Because I'm about to get into the sixth one over here in the UK.
Yeah, yeah, right. You guys are already loaded.
So the Wolf of Wall Street, I believe this was already previously released around the time. that the US just got its standard WB or whatever company put that one out.
Yeah.
So we had the beta test on Blu-ray, which was that was a 2021 movie. Then The Wolf of Wall Street, everybody knows that, Leo, Martin Scorsese. And then I don't believe this was the full edition. Or no, it was. This was the LE, May 22nd, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. And then a
Okay.
standard of The Last Emperor 4K. So heat. One Blu-ray, 3 4Ks. Let's get it.
Yeah, that's wild.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it for May for you over there?
That was it. One of the slowest months so far.
Yeah. So June. So June was pretty big, and I actually have a couple of these titles. We got Warriors 2, which is another martial arts film. It looks like they released an alternate slip for that as well. The Giallo Essentials, the blue box, that was apparently released in the US June 6th. So a week or two after your release over there for that
Yep.
set. Now this movie ended up getting on a sale, or this trilogy, I should say, and that is the Game trilogy. This was
Nice.
released in June in the US. And these movies are actually solid, dude. So it's Yusaku Matsuda, and it's The Most Dangerous Game, The Killing Game, and The Execution Game. These movies are like really interesting. And Yusaku Matsuda he's the actor. He's in all three of these films. They're directed by Toru Murakawa. That's the director. And yeah, dude, these are just like really gritty, just like raw crime movies. They're really fun. So I've seen 2 out of the 3, and I loved the 2 that I've seen. I didn't watch the last one yet. But they're awesome. I would highly recommend that trilogy if you guys can find that on sale. Check out Barnes and Noble. Not to plug them again, but I mean, if that's one of the titles on sale for the 50% off at Barnes and Noble, which is they're running that right now, as we said, until the 5th, I would definitely try to grab that. Highly recommended. And then at the end of the month, dude, I got a couple 4Ks here. So I got Mallrats 4K.
Yeah.
Which I ended up grabbing, which like Mallrats, Kevin Smith, I forget the other dude's name in there. Drawing a blank. I don't know if you can help me out. His buddy in the film.
Jason
I
Mewes.
think Jason Mewes and Jason's in there as
it's
well.
not
I'm
Jason
trying to think of
Sudeikis. I forget his name.
I'm trying to think of the other guy. But like Shannon Doherty's in this.
Stan
Is
Lee,
it
first cameo. Jason Lee is what you're thinking of,
Jason
and
Lee.
Jeremy London and Ben
Yeah,
Affleck.
and Claire Forlani, Claire Forlani's a babe. Like I haven't even seen her like in a leading role in anything. She seems to be like in supporting roles, and Ben Affleck is in that movie too, from what I remember. He plays like I don't know if he's a jock. He's like the preppy boyfriend, like dick boyfriend or something like that. But yeah, dude, Mallrats it's just a fun
Great.
movie, dude.
Just classic.
Yeah. So I actually like that movie more so than I think I like that more than Clerks. That's probably my favorite. No, dude, I know, I know, crucify me, but no, I like it. I love it, dude. I love it. I think it's the best thing that Kevin Smith has done, in my opinion. So,
all right, I'm back.
Are you? Just take a minute. just relax. Just breathe. It's okay,
I didn't know
dude.
that was possible. I didn't know.
No, man. Hey, listen, I like Clerks. I like the first Clerks a lot. I love Mallrats, dude, and I think it's because I saw Mallrats before I saw any of the Clerks films. I just remember watching it, when I was younger and just kind of falling in love with it. So I guess you could say I'm maybe a little bit biased, but I think it's awesome, dude. It's such a fun movie for me. So Mallrats was a no-brainer on 4K. And then so they came out with that. I don't know when this was released for you in the UK, but it was the Enter the Video Store collection.
Man, I'm getting that on this Barnes and Noble sale. Hell
Yeah,
yes.
I would grab that for sure because like for that 50% off, this is totally worth it. It's Enter the Video Store Empire of Screams, and it's a compilation of films from 1984 to 1989.
That box art is sick.
The box is awesome, but you get I think they're the Dungeon Master, that movie Dolls which I think Dolls had like an individual release, if I remember correctly, and I could be mistaken, but Dolls seems like something that had its own Blu-ray. And then you get Cellar Dweller, Arena, and Robot Jock. So 5 films. For I mean, if you can get it for 50% off, I think it was right now it's on Amazon for like $150. So if you can find it, I don't know what it is on Barnes and Noble, Chase, but
49, and I can literally buy it right now.
it's 49 on Barnes
Yeah.
and Noble.
I can
Wow.
literally buy it right now. Like,
Yeah, dude, I would
no, I don't
I
want to
would go for
as
that.
show location, but yeah, it's yeah.
Yeah, so folks, if you're interested, a high recommendation for that set. It's pretty cool. That's one of the coolest things that they've done. One of the best things they in terms of a collection. It's one of the coolest things they did last year.
They have it in
So
stock
shout
near
out
me.
to that.
So I'm gonna go buy
What's
it
that?
tomorrow. They have it in stock nearby at the one where I went to go pick up a couple other titles today.
Oh,
So I'm
hell
gonna go
yeah.
buy that tomorrow.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that so they got Enter the Video Store, and then I got Waterworld 4K.
Nice.
Another
Same.
Kevin Costner, and that's like a full slip box. Special edition, or I should say the LE edition. So that's all I have for June. I should say Mallrats had an alternate slip as well. They had the special edition slip cover,
Man,
which
and I
looks pretty
wasn't a
cool.
fan of that. I just
Yeah,
really liked
dude,
that original more.
I like the original, like the white backdrop artwork
Yeah.
with everybody, all the characters there on the cover. That red, whatever you want to call that, I don't even know what it is. It's like a trippy,
Mhm.
just that trippy looking background. I wasn't really digging that. So, but that's it for me for June.
So we got some heat over here. The Lighthouse in 4K, while A24 took care of the US release.
Mhm.
I heard they're pretty apples to apples with what I've heard. I think it's near impossible to get a hold of this movie now.
Mm.
At least the UK import variation. But then after that, on June 19th, we had the game trilogy, same as you had over there. But we also, or the UK was seeing the battle royale. Ever since we've been doing this US UK thing, I think I changed citizenship over here because I keep saying we. So we got I just did it again. You got the Battle Royale 4K standard, not the big beefy box set, 4K and the
Mm.
Blu-ray, and then also Battle Royale 2 Requiem. Same thing, Enter the Video Store, Empire of Screams, and Waterworld 4K. That movie looks good, but I don't know, man. I don't
Which
know.
one? Waterworld?
Yeah, I don't. I've never seen it. It's just, I love water,
Yeah,
but
dude, I've seen that movie a bunch of times. It's like, it's like a post-apocalyptic, like Mad Max meets like, it's just like
the ocean.
on water, pretty much. It's like with Kevin Costner. It's
Yeah.
fun. I mean, it's a fun movie. I might actually pick that one up at the Barnes and Noble on the sale. So I got to see. But yeah, so getting into July, folks,
So,
I have 3 titles for July. 3
no,
releases.
yeah.
Yeah, I got Fighting Back, which is a movie I've never heard of. But it's got I think his name is Tom Skerritt, and I could be mistaken. But I've seen him in dude, he's been in so many movies. I think he was in trying to think what else I've seen him in. If you see the guy, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about. He's been in I've seen him in a bunch of friggin' movies, dude, but I don't know. He's like the leading role in that movie. Never seen it though. So can't say much
Oh,
about it. His
Thomas
face
Shelby
looks
Jr.
familiar, doesn't it?
because he was in Flashdance.
Okay, that explains it.
Yeah,
Um,
Flashdance crossover and Deadly Companion. Hard
okay,
to
Deadly
hold.
Companion, I
Nothing
remember.
else. Nothing else I can recall.
Hugo 4K, guys.
Let's
I
go.
have not seen this movie, but I feel like I've seen it pop up like multiple
A
times
lot.
in the last several months. So never seen it though. I don't know. Is this an animated film?
No, it's a children's movie by Martin Scorsese.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, I didn't even know he did this.
Yeah.
Oh, Ben Kingsley is in this.
Yeah.
And
Dude, I remember
Sacha
when that movie
Baron
came
Cohen.
out. Yeah, it
Dude,
is.
that might be worth picking up. I mean, depending on the reviews, I'd have to check it out.
Man, I remember when this
No
movie came
idea
out,
that
it
this
was
was
the
a
talk of the
Scorsese
town.
film.
Yep, it was the absolute talk of the town when this movie came out. I saw it in theaters,
Okay.
but it's been 12 years, 13 years now.
Damn. Okay.
Mhm. I mean, I haven't seen
Yeah,
it since then, but it was good.
I was never aware of that movie. Never aware that it was a Scorsese movie. So, I got that one, and I guess it's available in 3D as well,
Mhm.
which uh, is pretty cool. And then July 25th, this is the end of the month. They came out with the another Western set. This was Blood Money, the Blood Money Westerns. So you had this is Volume 2 of the classic Westerns collection, and it's looks like 4 films that we get in here. It's $10,000 Blood Money, Vengeance is Mine, Find a Place to Die. It's a pretty interesting title, and then Matalo, I believe it's pronounced. So I almost pulled the trigger on this, just because I'm always interested in kind of these obscure, or I should say more obscure, like lesser known spaghetti western style movies, right? So this is something I might end up picking up. I might bite the bullet and just buy this, and hopefully none of these movies, or at least a few of these movies, are good. Because I would hate to spend the money and have them all be trash. But I mean, with Arrow, I mean, they seem to be pretty decent in terms of like their selection when it comes to these things. If the Jallo sets are any indication, as far as my tastes are concerned, I'll probably have some fun with a set like this. So it's something I'll probably check out at some point. I'll probably see if I could try to find any of these online in terms of streaming to see if I can watch them and get an idea of what I'm getting into. But it's $90 on Amazon, so I'm assuming it's half off at Barnes and Noble. So I'm assuming you can probably get it for like 45 or 49 bucks or something like that, 50 bucks. So I'm gonna definitely try to check some of these out. But yeah, that's it
Yeah.
for me for July, bud.
Sweet. We got a on July 10th, we have a Naked Lunch 4K. Can't recommend that enough. And it seems
Mm,
like maybe it's a sign I need to check out Rainer Werner. Fastbender
mm,
Volume 3 came out.
okay.
So I mean, if they're putting out 3 volumes over there,
Mm,
because it comes with like volume 3 includes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 movies, 653 minutes of footage. Like that is just
Jesus,
crazy for 42.99. It came
that's
out
a
at
lot.
29.99 euros though, or
Mm,
pounds. So 30
okay.
pounds for that many movies? That's almost $5 a Blu-ray. Why it's just solid. Can't go on about that enough.
Yeah.
Then you also got Gothic Fantastico, 4 Italian
Mm.
Tales of Terror, Lady Morgan's Vengeance, The Blancheville Monster, The Third Eye, and The Witch. Not the witch that you're thinking of, it's the old witch, but that one still slaps. I have seen that one. Give that one a check out.
The Witch,
Now,
which one's the one that you're talking about? The one that Arrow put out?
let me see if I can manage to actually
I'm just
click on it.
curious.
It's black and white. It's from 1966. 109
Okay.
minutes. It was by Damiano Damiani. That's quite the name. Um, Richard Johnson, Rosanna Schiaffano. Yeah, all right, I'm gonna just stop with those right there. So yeah, I mean, it's just a black and white. It's a very simple movie.
Yeah.
Just very simple. It's on Tubi,
Okay. Yeah,
as
check it out.
always. Yeah, and then the biggest release. Well, I'll go ahead and do this first.
Yeah.
July 17th, but on July 24th, you had Blood Money just like you, but you already talked in
Mm.
depth about that. But one of the biggest and most badass releases they've had up to this point in the year was Bruce Lee at Golden Harvest. Very, very solid release. Now, some
Oh,
controversy
yeah.
behind it. So I unfortunately did not grab this. This was
I did
like,
because
yeah, you had to.
I couldn't help myself.
Yeah, everything but Enter the Dragon is 4K,
Yeah.
and Game of Death 2 is not 4K, right?
Mm.
So there's
I
2.
believe, yeah, Game of Death 2 is not
Yeah,
on
so
4K. I'd have to double check, but I'm pretty sure those are the only two.
yep, so some absolute heat. Everybody I know that has gotten a hold of that, unfortunately, I wasn't able to get it before it went out of print. Arrow is known for making those, like, you need to buy this now if you want it. So, yeah, definitely really, really solid.
It's
So
heavy as hell.
yeah.
It's
It's a
heavy,
big boy.
dude. Yeah, like I
Yeah,
could throw a hole in my wall with this thing.
Oh, are you showing it right now? Oh, I
No,
thought you
no,
were
I
showing it when
can't.
you said that.
No, I can real quick. I know we're trying to keep time
Yeah,
tight
we've only
here,
got 4
but
months. Yeah, we got 4 months. That looks fucking
this thing's
huge.
massive, dude. Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, miraculously, I got one slight ding on the back here, but nothing to fret about. You know,
Nice.
with that international shipping, it's always a concern, but I was glad it mostly showed up
Mostly
mostly
unharmed.
okay. Just a slight cosmetic, you know, defection on that one side, but that's it.
Right on. Lead us into August.
Yeah, so August, it also lists Hugo 4K on here, so I don't know if that happened to be like a re-release. Um, but the biggest titles I have in August, well, let me mention I got Weird Science 4K
Let's go. One of my
in
favorite
August.
movies.
Yeah,
Heat.
so and I know we talked about I don't know if we did we talk about it while we were recording the
Weird
transfer.
Science?
Yeah, with
No,
like the
I we were
grain
talking.
structure on that because some people had some like qualms about that.
Yeah, it's just the film grain is overly heavy.
Yeah.
Regardless if we get it, grain is detail, but there's a point where it's super distracting, right? And I have
Hmm.
the Blu-ray, and I wouldn't
Yeah.
say that about the Blu-ray, but it definitely seems like that's an issue with the 4K. I just happened to pick it up today as of
Mm.
this recording, so I will probably put up some type of review very soon about that.
Yeah,
See if I feel
you're
the same.
welcome, everybody, because I was one of the ones who bought the Blu-ray for this like last year, and then they announced the
Same.
4K this
I
year.
bought the
So
Steelbook. Yeah.
yeah, you're welcome for my sacrifice.
Mhm.
But yeah, I ended up picking up the 4K as well. I sold the Blu-ray. I was able to get a little bit of money back for that. Got the 4K. Haven't watched it yet, so I'm interested to see what the deal is with the grain. But hopefully that won't detract from the viewing experience. I mean, dude, I still love the movie, big '80s guy. So
Love it.
yeah, Weird Science was a no brainer. I also have Unman, Wittering, and Zigo. No idea what that movie is, but that came out August 22nd as well. And then the last week of August, August 29th, the last Tuesday of August, I have the new Fist of Fury, which is another martial arts film, which I might be interested in. And then this last film, Chase, we talked about this before we started streaming here. The Last House on the Left. I did not realize that this was a 2019 the 2019 remake.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, when I first saw this, my mind immediately went to the original Wes Craven film. So
Mhm.
I almost got this, and I think I texted you earlier
Yeah, you did.
today, asking you if you had seen this because I was like, "Oh, this is one of the ones that I think is on the 50% off sale at Barnes and Noble," and I was thinking about picking that up, but I had no idea it was the remake, which I believe I had seen once, but I just don't remember it well enough to decide whether or not it's warranted to own on 4K, even at the 50% off. So I'm not sure on that one. But
Yeah, I
that's
think
all
it's
I
one to
have for
pass on.
August in the US. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, August, very simple, almost no different than what you just said, except we got one additional. I think this came out in the US later. Um, I'll get to that in a second. 4 Film Noir Classics Volume 3, some heat in there for sure. That included some simplicities such as Calcutta, Ride the Pink Horse, Outside the Law, The Female Animal, and it was an LE. So that's awesome. Weird Science, love that movie in any way, shape, or form. Even if you weren't curious about the 4K, get the Blu-ray, get whatever, stream it on Tubi because it's bound to be on Tubi most likely, or whatever streaming platform of your choice. Fantastic movie. Same thing. Last House on the Left on August 21st. Another Giallo Essentials, the Red Box edition. So Last Emperor Blu-ray non 4K. Then August 28th got some Heat and Time Bandits 4K, which I do believe that eventually came to the US. I want to say.
Hmm.
I want to say either that or is that the one that Criterion did?
I'm not sure that Time Bandits. It sounds familiar, but I'm gonna have to double check the U.S. release. I don't see it on my slate for September at least because I'm already into September looking at what they got for the U.S. and it's not on there.
Yep. It was
So I'll have
released
to look
by
that up.
Criterion over here.
Okay, that makes sense then.
Yep. So take us into September, Will.
Yeah, dude. So the first week of September, I got one title here. That first Tuesday was Borsalino, which I'm assuming is I don't know, by the cover, it looks like some kind of potentially a mob film or a crime film. No idea what that is. Haven't heard of it. On the 12th, I have another edition of The Last House on the Left. I'm assuming this was maybe the standard edition because I don't know if they released this with a full slip or not. And then we have The Prodigal Son. Those were both on the 12th. On the 19th, probably, well, I should say there's two 4K titles from September in the US, and this is one out of the two. And it is Ringu 4K.
Let's go.
So I know a lot of people are fans of that movie. I mean, I remember watching that movie. I might end up picking that up on the sale. I gotta see. I know Gabe was asking about it earlier. I got to reread what you guys were saying.
He
So
was looking at the LE.
I gotcha. Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
if I want it on the LE. I mean, if anything, I mean, if they have a standard
Yeah.
edition, I'll grab that. So,
Yeah.
I don't know if I need an LE for that. I'm not like a super big fan of that movie, but um,
Yeah. It's
I
serviceable and it's
did
good.
grab the last title, September 26th, and that is Carlito's Way,
Let's go.
which I actually and I dig this. So they came out with two different full slips for this. This is the alternate, like the
Nice.
arrow artwork. I actually really like this artwork a lot, so I ended up going with that version. The other version is the original theatrical artwork that we know of. So, and that was September 26th for me. So that ends the month of September for U.S. releases for Arrow.
Well, we've got some mad heat coming in over here. So starting with September 20 or 18th, 2023, one of your top physical media releases from our recent podcast episode came out on this date, and that is Blood and Black Lace in 4K. Massive
Yes,
shout
sir.
out to that. I know you were a huge fan of that.
Yes,
Yeah, massive. You've convinced me to track one down and get it. I didn't
I
really
would.
know much about it. Ringu, I'm probably gonna skip. Like, I mean, it's a good movie,
Hmm.
but I don't think it's something I need to own for 25-30 bucks, right? But
Right.
that's not to say that this doesn't mean this is some heat for people that are huge fans of this, right? So then after that, same day, Lighthouse 4K and standard, and then a really cool ring based with a demon in the middle almost.
Hmm.
Ringu alternate cover art. Then Blood and Black Lace in 4K, and my personal top 3 release of the year, Psycho 1 through 4 in 4K with the shower curtain aesthetic. So,
Yeah, baby.
yeah, that's some
Yeah.
God,
Fire.
man, I love holding it. I feel like Thanos when he collects all 5 of the Infinity Stones. Like, I just love holding that. Like, I
Yeah.
feel
No, dude,
powerful.
it's one of the best thing. I mean, we'll talk about the other release in a second because it's slated for the following month. But
Yep,
yeah, I mean that Psycho set, dude, and people were going wild about that too. I remember like there were so many people
freaking
freaking
out.
out about their pre-orders, like whether or not their pre-orders were going to be fulfilled, and
Mhm.
then there are people that were waiting on shipping because it was back ordered, and some sites didn't get enough stock in initially, so they had to place like secondary orders to get the rest of it in. So yeah, Psycho was one of the biggest, I think, sets of 2023 period in terms
Yep.
of a box set or a collection. So
Yep.
yeah, we
Great.
both have our copies, so we made it. You know, they
Yeah.
arrived okay. They
Yeah,
were
no issues with
unscathed,
mine. Shout out
no
Grindhouse.
issues. So yeah, shout out. Yeah, Grindhouse does. I think I got mine from Grindhouse too because I think I remember actually talking to each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah.
Because someone else from the community was asking you if yours had shipped yet or not, and
Yep.
I had mentioned that I had not gotten a confirmation yet, but and then they shipped mine and it showed up pretty quickly. So shout out to Grindhouse Video.
Yep.
Um,
Insane collection. All of it just reference
yeah.
quality for what should be done and how to show faithfulness to different things and like film elements, audio, keeping tried and true, and how to
Hmm.
just make such a good presentable box set that isn't only to house your movies, but is an eye catcher on your shelf.
Yeah.
Immense shout out to that. Then I also had Carlito's Way over here.
Mm.
Then you had the alternate standard poster art for Carlito's Way. Then you had a
Hmm.
Blu-ray collection. I don't really know who would be interested in getting that though. You know what I mean? Maybe it's for somebody out there, but they had the regular Blu-ray of Psycho 1, 2, 3, and 4. The same
Oh,
exact
right.
housing and everything. But I mean, there's a crowd for
Yeah.
everything. But shout out one of my favorite movies, one of my favorite horror movies, The Funhouse. Got a Blu-ray over there in the UK. So
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's Mr. Hooper over there putting some things out in the UK.
Yeah, because Scream Factory had put that one out over
Yep,
here, from what
you
I
got it.
remember. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, there's some
All
heat
right.
over here next month.
Yeah, we ready for October, and we're getting there, folks. I mean, October was just that's again one of the best months on record, period, for
Yeah.
releases last year. But let me just run through mine real quick because you're gonna have
Mine's
the
heat.
the winner over there. you you got
I
the
got
real
everything.
fire over
Yeah.
there. But I got the Desperate Hours, which I've never seen this movie. But apparently this is a Humphrey Bogart movie, so I actually might
Hmm.
have to hunt this down because we've been getting into some Bogart lately. I know you and Gabe were watching the Maltese Falcon. You guys
Yeah.
had watched that more recently. I had watched it back in November, the 4K disc that was put out, and I pretty enjoyed it. I mean, the transfer was solid. I
Hmm.
liked it. Kind of a fast paced movie in terms of the dialogue. It's like very quick, very sharp dialogue in that film. But yeah, the Desperate Hours. So I might be interested in checking that one out. I'm a big Humphrey Bogart fan. Liked a lot of the stuff I've seen him in, and especially the noir film. So that seems like it's right in that genre and right in that realm, right in that wheelhouse. So definitely going to look into that. October 24th. Now I got a few different films this week. The Iron Fisted Monk, another
Mm.
martial arts film, and then they have some Shaw Brothers films. So it looks like we have Shaw Brothers Presents. It's four films by Chang Che, and those are Five Shaolin Masters, Shaolin Temple, The Five Venoms. The Five Venoms I would recommend, as well as The Crippled Avengers. So those two movies right there, if you can find this set or collection on sale, possibly, like I said, that might be another one at Barnes and Noble this week. I would definitely check that out. The Five Venoms are like I'm assuming the Five Venoms. There's the Five Venoms, the Five Deadly Venoms. Those are cool movies. So I dig a lot of that stuff. And then they have Shaw Brothers Presents. My Blu-ray.com's going crazy here. Hold on.
I can take over.
Four
Yeah.
films by Lar Carleng. And those are Challenge of the Masters, Executioners from Shaolin, which I have seen. That's a solid movie. And Heroes of the East, and then Dirty Ho,
Nice. My favorite.
which is what you are. No, you're not. I love you.
Yeah.
Only sometimes.
The first thing I thought of is like, dude, that was such an iconic part in the Cat in the Hat whenever he steps on like the garden hoe and then it hits him and he's like, "Oh, you
Yeah,
dirty hoe." So every time I hear
yeah,
dirty hoe, bro, that's why I always start giggling, bro, because that was such an iconic movie at one point.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I have one more Shaw Brothers Presents. That's the Basher Box Blu-ray.
Yeah.
So it's King Boxer, the boxer from Shantung, and Chinatown Kid. So three movies in that one. You don't get four. The other two have four each. That one, for some reason, only has three. But October 31st, folks, not my favorite release of
That's
October,
serviceable.
but serviceable. That's Witness with Harrison Ford. This is a fantastic movie, by the way. I'd highly recommend this. If you guys can find this, pick it up for sure. The Witness on 4K. It's a full slip box there.
Nice.
Yeah, I loved it, dude, and it's one of Harrison Ford's best performances, in my opinion. Seriously, like Arrow, the fact that they put that out, I was really excited when they announced that, so I picked that up day one. So that's it for me for October over here in the States. What do you what do
Damn.
you what do you what do
Pretty
you got going
underwhelming
on
month
in the
over here.
UK over there? You're about to put me to shame. You're about to lay the US releases out
Yeah,
cold.
man. It was an okay month. You had a little movie called The House by the Cemetery. Huge Fulci
Mm,
fan, so
mhm.
amazing. I already have, I believe it was Blue Underground that did that way back.
Yeah,
So I already had that, so I did skip on this one because I have the slipped variation by Blue Underground.
I got the
But
same
you
thing, yeah.
had this little tiny set, everything the same as yours, the Shaw Brothers. Don't need to beat that horse. Everything like that came over here as well, except The Witness was US only. But I don't know if it compares to The Witness, but you got this little quartet of terror or torment. Hellraiser set and that Chatterer
Torment.
slip box. I'll probably end up adding like a couple of pictures in case nobody's ever seen that Chatterer. I'll add it into the stream or
Yeah,
like where
because
we're recording
I
because that thing looks
forgot.
crazy, man.
Yeah, I forgot that they had that version because I know some people were posting pickups, like
Hmm.
pickup pictures of it, and I was like, "Whoa, what the hell is that version?" Like, I
Yeah,
must have missed the boat on that one, but I do have the
yeah,
other one here if you want to showcase that real quick. I know we're
yeah.
tight
Go
on
for it.
time, but
Yeah, run
so
for it.
guys, this is the set Hellraiser
Like, look at
right
that.
here. Now, I know we talk about like, battle of the box sets, like Psycho overall for in terms of quality and the transfers. I think Psycho is the winner, but I mean, dude, in
That's a
terms of
close
packaging,
second. If Psycho came out
Hellraiser, like,
last year, that would have been a winner.
yeah, yeah, and this thing's snug, dude. Like,
Yeah, you got to get it in there. Just it's almost Tetris like.
yeah, but look at that,
Yeah, beautiful set. Honorable mention to that
awesome set.
because I
You get
probably
the
would have
the
easily
hard
put
the
that
hard
third.
case book in there too,
God,
dude.
yeah,
Just
just a
incredible.
phenomenal set, easily. And then should we
Sold
just
out,
go
by
ahead
the
and?
way.
Yep, sold out, but some upcoming standards. You want me to just go ahead and run through? Actually, there wasn't much going on over here. I can just run through it real quick, then let you do US if you want. Where you're
November.
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So just every single one of those Bruce Lee movies got individual releases. That's it.
Yeah,
Every single one of them, the ones that
try not to
weren't
sneeze.
4K.
Yeah.
Watermelon. Now you probably won't sneeze.
No,
So
now I
then,
feel good, dude.
then
Feeling is gone.
you had Black Hat and Trimmers 2. That's really all you had going on over here.
Hmm. Yeah, November I had on the 7th, it looks like we got The Witness. It's probably the standard edition, I'm assuming. But November 28th, dude, two titles that I was interested in, one of which I picked up, the second one I haven't gotten yet. That is Barbarella 4K, which
I
was
just bought
available.
mine. Yes.
Hell yeah. You got the like almost like the psychedelic style artwork, right?
Hell
Like the
yeah,
blue
dude.
and the pink.
It looks so much
Yeah,
better.
dude.
Just keep talking.
No, I ended up double dipping for some reason. I because I love the original Barbarella artwork, but that psychedelic, like the blue and pink artwork that they had on the alternate version, I love that. So I ended up getting the um
Pa, pa, pa,
the
pa, pa.
original artwork from Arrow. Do you have it there?
Yeah, yeah. Dude,
Oh hell yeah!
it looks so much better in person than that.
Oh, I bet it
The
does.
pictures. Dude, when I saw it, I'm watching this as soon as we're done.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
God, I mean, and for those of you who are watching, I mean, we keep touting Barnes and Noble, but that sale just happens to be going on. Like we planned to do this video this week, and
Yeah.
I wasn't even aware there was a Barnes
Me
and
either.
Noble sale until like 2 days ago. So it kind of caught me off guard, and I started talking to Chase about it today. So it's perfect timing to get a lot of these titles. If you missed out on these titles throughout the year and you're looking to pick up a bunch of stuff, this is the time to do it on 50% off at Barnes and Noble. And it is 50% off of MSRP. Barnes and Noble, they price
The
everything
tax.
at MSRP, which is, kind of it's underwhelming. It is what it is, but you can still get some decent deals on some of these the limited editions for sure. Especially the pre-orders. Conan is they're listed the 4Ks for Conan on there for 50% as well. So definitely check that out, everybody, if you're trying to grab some of these titles. But yeah, we got Barbarella 4K, Tremors 2 Aftershocks, which I like Tremors 2. Like I have fun with it. I enjoy it. Obviously, it's nowhere near as good as the first one.
Hmm.
Um, Tremors 2 for me is probably the only sequel that I think is worth owning. Like the rest of them after that, like just aren't really they do nothing for me. Um, but Tremors 2, if you can find that for a sale price, definitely pick that up. I think that was in a limited edition box as well, in a standard release. And then looks like two different types of artwork for that. You have the green background, and then you have like the standard, like the desert color, like the I guess we could say like the sand colored background for the behind the title and the worm there on the design cover art. So and then they had Black Hat 4K, and that looks like it was standard edition, and then they had a special slipcase for that as well. So that's all that I have for November. Now, moving into December, there's a couple things in December. One title in particular that was my best of, not best of, but it was my number one release of the year. Uh, but let me get to it in a second. We got Day of the Locust on the 5th, which never heard of that movie. It looks like they had Enter the Video Store, Empire of Screams. I don't know if that was
Dude,
like a,
have
a
you noticed?
second.
Yeah,
Go
it's
ahead.
been I was just gonna ask, on mine, it's been listed 3 different times, and I can't find the
Yeah.
difference between them. Is that the
Yeah,
same
I
in the
don't know.
US?
We're going by Blu-ray.com
Yeah.
because it's really the easiest way of kind of tracking this. I mean, we tried going on Arrow's Twitter account or X account, and it can be hard to sift through all the announcements, especially with all the tweets in between. So we for again for the sake of time, we wanted to streamline this as best as possible. So we're using Blu-ray. So if you guys know for sure when some of these titles were released or what the differences are between the release dates, again, it's possible this was like a second run of this release because I'm seeing Waterworld 4K for December as well. And again, I'm assuming that's a probably a standard edition or a re-release. I'm not entirely sure. So or like a second run of copies made available. So yeah, if you guys know, if you have any notes on that or any, any comments on that, comment down below. Let us know. But yeah, as far as December, I have those two titles. I have The Hills Have Eyes Part 2. That was a standard Blu-ray. And then Savage Guns, which was another one of those Western collections with I Want Him Dead, El Puro, Wrath of the Wind, and Four of the Apocalypse. So Four of the Apocalypse I've heard is a decent movie. Haven't heard anything about the other three. Again, this is one of those sets that for some reason this one's much cheaper than that other one. It's much cheaper than the first Western set we got, I think back in June or July. This one's only listed at $54.99 on Amazon. 45% off right now. So I'm curious as to why there's such a price discrepancy between this one and the initial set that we got months earlier. So but yeah, Four of the Apocalypse, I've heard that's a decent movie, so I might try to check out these other three, see if I can find them anywhere on streaming, just to kind of give them a go and see if there's something I'd be interested in. So I'm gonna try to check that one out. But yeah, I mean, getting to the biggest release, in my opinion, of December and of the year, the Warriors. Um, the Warriors on
Can
4K.
you dig
Yeah,
it? I can't do
can
it as
you
well as
dig
you
it,
do it.
everybody?
You do it way better,
I
bro.
can't do it now because it's too late and I'm
Yeah.
tired, but, maybe tomorrow after a cup of coffee. But, yeah, the Warriors on 4K, you guys you probably know by now they made it available on 2 different types of, 2 different editions, I should say, 2 LE full slip boxes, one of them with the original artwork, the other one with the alternate artwork, which is also pretty cool. I don't know if you grabbed that other one, Chase, because I grabbed the original. I posted a review about that. I showed it in our best of video. So you guys have seen that a couple times now. I had to go with that one. Big fan of the original art, super fan of this movie. Like I can't say enough good things about this movie. I love this movie. One of my most anticipated on 4K. You guys know the whole deal by now. I've said it
Yeah.
multiple times. So, biggest release of the year from Arrow for me personally. I am biased. I mean, Hellraiser and Psycho were awesome, but I mean, I've wanted the Warriors on 4K for so long, and I was so happy to finally get this movie. So, again, kudos to them. They totally ended the year on a high note for me. And obviously, it's available in a standard edition too. And that other LE edition is actually pretty cool. I don't know if that's available at Barnes and Noble. I'm probably not going to double dip, but that other edition is pretty solid. It's got like the subway car with I think they're inside the window. You see like the picture of the gang there.
Heck yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought I lost you for a second, bro.
No.
Yeah,
No,
but
I'm
that's
here.
it for me for December. I mean, as far as titles are concerned, over here anyway.
Yeah, and I think December over here in the UK, which by the way, you did convince me to get Warriors. They have it ordered for me on this sale. It's 29.99 on this sale if you're able to get
Oh hell yeah,
it, whether now or next time if it's still in print. Just
yeah.
solid movie for sure. Savage Guns was the same, and this next announcement for December 18th, it would have hit me a lot harder had Scream Factory not already been essentially piecing this together over the last 2 years. And
Yeah.
I think they should have announced it a little bit earlier rather than for me to complete my Scream Factory collection of the Child's Play collection. So you have the giant blue or yellow boxed edition, depending on which one you desire with. And yeah, the first Child's Play doesn't come with it. If you've been listening for a while, massive Child's Play fan, massive in just every category. So I was
Yeah.
over the moon. I originally ordered it. I ended up canceling my order just because I get the on coatings probably look a little bit better, but for $110 just for something to sit on my shelf when I already have, it's not offering anything extra. You know what I mean? Other than the on-coding. There's no extras
Right.
in there that doesn't come with. It does come
Right.
with a little mini documentary. So awesome. And then A Random American Werewolf in London. Did that just come out over there? That's been
Yeah.
out over here like 3 years.
Yeah, dude, I don't know what that was. I saw that, and I was gonna ask you if you had any idea. Yeah,
No.
anybody leave comment down below, guys, if you know what's going on with that American Werewolf in London, because that's been out for some time now. So I don't
Yeah.
know if that's just like a re-release or like a standard re-release or something like that. I'm assuming that may be the case with that
Yeah.
because that was just I saw that there earlier and I was like, that's fucking random.
Said
The hell's that
Zabi
doing there?
exclusive when I clicked on it. So I don't know. Like
Oh,
it's
okay,
just
maybe
it's an
that's something to do
LE.
with that.
Yeah. So we'll
Yeah.
see. And I think that kind of concludes our year in review. There's a lot of cool things to look forward to. Overall, I think Will and I definitely are in consensus. We did talk about it on the best of show lately. That Arrow won this year for sure. It's never a battle between giants for sure. Of course, we want every and all physical media companies to do well and prosper and put out good content. But we just think that Arrow cared about the consumers, listened to the consumers, put out what the consumers wanted, and did a great
Mhm.
job with quality control as well and packaging. So I would say overall, great, fantastic year. They definitely get the gold award out of all of them. Yeah, they're walking away going into 2024. And not to go into too much detail, but they're already doing City of the Living Dead. They're doing Conan the Barbarian, Conan the Conqueror. They're doing Carrie.
Mm.
They're reissuing Psycho and Hellraiser for the standards, which I'm great because that's just awesome. And they're in full slips. So that's freaking cool. So I'm happy people didn't miss out on that actually genuinely wanted them. They're putting out
Yeah.
Invasions of the freaking Body Snatchers. Like they already have more heat coming out
Yeah, they're
in the next
already
3
like
months. Full
yeah.
swing.
Yeah, they I mean 2023 was such a big year for them and I said this on our best of episode podcast, I should say. Yeah, I'm curious what they have in 2024 beyond what we know so far cuz I always say this like, you know, how are they going to like top 2023 cuz they just came out like the Psycho set, the Hellraiser set. I mean, those are like that's like once in a long while, you know, you get a release like as coveted as something like those, you know, and then to get the Warriors to finish off the year, you know, to have that up their sleeve, just an awesome year. I mean, probably one of the best years I think ever for a company in terms of the run, you know,
Yeah.
especially from like midway to like the end of the year. I mean, those last 3 or 4 months were just absolute, like just banger after banger as far as the 4Ks are concerned.
They pinned our
But you
wallets
know,
down, just beat
they're
the hell out of them.
exactly, but their Blu-ray I was just gonna say their Blu-ray slate was great as well, you know, a lot of martial arts films, which are right up my alley. You know, I buy a lot of the '88 films titles, Eureka, but I mean, Arrow has consistently put out, like, good quality transfers of a lot of martial arts films, so, you know, they're right up there with those other companies in terms of their output, you know, Asian films, you know, martial arts movies, so yeah, I mean, very impressed with 2023. Looking forward to 2024. As you said, they already got fire with Conan and Carrie. I don't know if I'm going to double dip for that Carrie, man. I told you I got the steel book from
I
Scream
won't,
Factory,
man.
but
I
you
won't.
know, I got to see. But
I'm done
Conan
double
is a
dipping.
no brainer for me. Conan's
Yeah.
day one, so
Love
looking
those
forward to that. Yeah, that's it, dude. I don't know if you have anything else to add, but I mean, those are
Nope.
pretty much
That's a
my
wrap.
thoughts. Yeah, we're gonna wrap this up. We appreciate everybody tuning in. If you're still watching, if you haven't been bored to death by now, but if you like what we talk about on this channel, if you like the content that we put out, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell. That way, you guys are alerted every time we post new content. Look at that message down below if you can even see it. It's scrolling by on the bottom of our screen. So yeah, thank you guys again for watching. We appreciate all of you tuning in, appreciate all the support, and we'll see you guys soon.
See you later.